Our Ragnite supply is going to take a hit if Ipsaria falls under a Judish banner.
Well, it's not like Ipsaria is our only source of Ragnite.
That's true, but then again...
What's happening in Ipsaria? Jutland.
Excuse me. Where is that Ragnite going?
I've heard it's headed to Jutland. Who are you, by the way? Looking for work in the mines?
No.
If you're interested, I can put in a good word for you. They don't call it the Lands of Plenty for nothing. Why, it's thanks to Jutland that Ipsaria is back on its feet.
Thank you for your time.
It was a success. The Jutland army has gained control of Ipsaria.
Well, just as planned.
It was faster than I thought it would be. I better finish up my article.
Next on the agenda, how the other world powers will react. I'm sure none of them predicted that Jutland would wrest control of Ipsaria.
Like a jolt from the blue.
You mean bolt.
It's Bolt?
Definitely Bolt. Yes, right now, we feel jolted. I won't say who's to blame, though.
That was just a slip of the tongue. Go on, Saul.
Jutland has seized the Empire's largest supplier of Ragnite. Before the impact of this news dwindles, we need to do something regarding the world powers. Doing so will isolate Ruz from the others and weaken them. Swiftly, but surely.
Well, well, you got this grand scheme thing down pat.
Always the mastermind. We'll leave the thinking to you, as usual.
We have our work cut out for us. There's but one motto, everyone. Jutland has liberated Ipsaria. It was a deliverance from the Empire's tyranny and exploitation.
Liberation.
That angle should make for a great article.
Yeah, Liberator's got a nice ring to it. Hell, I'm feeling pretty libertine myself. Come here, Vi.
Those phrases originated from the Traitors? Wasn't the Liberation War coined by Donovan Lindegard?
The truth is stranger than fiction. The Traitors chose words that would give meaning to the war and appeal to all people.
Records indicate that an envoy from the Jutland Parliament arrived only 3 hours after the end of the battle. Under the pretense of rebuilding the Viceroy office Ruz left behind, he came to oversee the interim government. After they were colonized by the Ruzi Empire, the Ipsarians couldn't participate in the administration of their lands.
The envoy from Jutland was Solomon the Traitor, who took action accordingly. He opened the Viceroy office to the public, gathered the citizens there, and spoke of Ipsaria's future.
Ladies and gentlemen of Ipsaria, I truly lament the hardship you have faced. You've been the target of many since the discovery of Ragnite in your lands. Even so, you did not break, and the country had flourished with the presence of your royal family. but the Ruzi Empire has extinguished your guiding light, and the royal family is no more. With their unending greed for territory and dominance, Ruz has exploited you through intimidation. Faced with such a heavy burden, anyone would become exhausted and not question the rule of the Empire. But even your right to question authority was taken from you. Jutland was the same. Our country had given in to the suffering caused by the embargo, even began to accept this unjust situation. However, our brave citizens rallied behind our king, who broke the alliance and succeeded with a counterattack. Now our country's morale runs high, and the Jutes are regaining our pride. In this age of turmoil and uncertainty, I am sure you wish that the royal family was still with us. From now on, you are the main players. Each of you must rally Ipsaria in place of the royal family. Since your government has been in the hands of others for so long, I understand there may be some reservations. Therefore, Jutland will lend you its assistance. We started this war because we ardently hope to change Europa for the better. Both of us have felt the same pain caused by our common foe in the Ruzi Empire. As fellow men, we liberated you from their reign to return this country to the way it should be.
Hurrah for Ipsaria! Hurrah for liberty!
Hurrah for Ipsaria! Hurrah for liberty!
Hurrah for Ipsaria!
Hurrah for Ipsaria! Hurrah for liberty!
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, truly. To ensure that Ipsaria is never again invaded by the Empire, Jutland hopes to stay in this country for a brief period and remain vigilant. As for the government, we will temporarily dispatch some people from Jutland to promptly get Ipsaria running. We wish to work together with your representatives to establish your country. Please lend us your cooperation.
Solomon's passionate speech, paired with the distribution of the anonymous flyers, touched the hearts of the people. Within Jutland, Freet the Traitor skillfully influenced public opinion. Crafting an easily understood composition, a tiny virtuous Jutland rebelling against an immense wicked Ruzi Empire. He planted the idea that this war was the righteous thing to do in the people's consciousness. Meanwhile, ambassadors from each of the world powers gathered in the Ruzi Empire. There, they discussed the recent events with Emperor Claudius. Each country agreed that Jutland's invasion of Ipsaria was a violation against the current world order. All the while, they blamed Ruz for bringing about the current situation. Emperor Claudius, however, was resolute and dismissed their protests, stating all was proceeding as Ruz had planned.
Have you forgotten? Death itself bows to our imperial whim.
After Jutland installed an interim government in Ipsaria, they soon set about to establish Ragnite supply routes. Basil the Traitor mobilized the leaders in the Ragnite industry.
A Ruzi counterattack is coming soon. I'd bet my balls on it. Jutland won't stand a chance against a full frontal assault. That's why we gotta bring out the big guns. Let's show them what this industry can really do, boys. Time to ramp up Ragnite production, invest in alchemy, and develop monotech to catch the Empire with its pants down.
I understand what you're trying to say. It's the way you're saying it I take offense to.
Don't sweat the small stuff, Pops. Let me stress how vital it is to keep our momentum going. Not even an embargo could come between you and your profits. Now I want you to use that fortitude to amp up the military. I want to see our boys in battle packing some serious heat.
New weaponry? But by losing Ipsaria, Ruse took a heavy blow. They know how serious Jutland is. I don't think we should escalate the situation. Violence begets violence, you know.
You soft or something? Don't go limp on me now. We're up against a goddamn empire. We go at this half-assed, and we'll be the ones getting bent over and screwed.
Rise and be recognized.
Yes, Your Imperial Majesty.
Tell us, what did you see at Ipsaria?
I saw the Princess of Jutland.
What's that supposed to mean? Surely you didn't really spot Her Highness on the front lines, swinging a sword like...
That's exactly what I saw.
Oh my.
In addition, a powerful force defends her. They crushed our military's mono-weaponry with ease.
And? I heard you fought them.
Indeed. They had special weapons, one similar to the right arm that Your Majesty has bestowed to me. They were weapons that emitted a Ragnite glow.
Interesting.
New monotech, huh? Not bad. Even backed into a corner, the dogs of war still have a bit of bite to their bark.
You still harbor doubts, young Maxime.
What are you referring to, sire?
Do not take us for a blind man.
Yes, sire. To think he would see through me is a terrifying man indeed.
Questioning minds and hesitant spirits seek answers. No? Very well. We shall abide.
Answers?
Victor, Gilush, Gustav. These men served us well before we took the throne, and have proven themselves stalwart comrades along our path of power. Together, these worthy peers comprise the Grand Generals, save for Balthus IV, who was slain by Jutish hands.
I am aware.
Maxime, we would have you fill his lordly shoes.
What? Do you mean to make Maxime a Grand General?
Correct. He is capable enough. What's more, we wish to judge with our own eyes the potential of alchemical augmentation.
This is absurd! Forgive me, sire. It is not my place to speak of such matters.
Suspect whether power corrupts. Question that money is evil. Doubt even if right makes might. But never lose faith in us. For we shall never forsake you. There is your answer. The secret to our success. In faith, there can be no hesitation.
What arrogance. What confidence. But they are befitting of His Imperial Majesty. I don't know what the future will bring, but I shall wield my strength for the sake of this man.
Grand General Maxime, from this day on, take heed of your distinguished station, and conduct yourself accordingly. Devote yourself henceforth to us alone.
As you command.
Ha ha! Wonderful! Welcome aboard, Grand General Maxime.
That Jutish envoy's speech to Ipsaria was an outrage. I know a challenge to the superpower's authority when I hear one.
It wasn't just me, then? If we do not make a move soon, they may come for one of our territories next.
And yet our Ruzi representative has yet to show his face.
So it seems, even after calling us here in the small hours.
He told us to meet at once, but I can't help but wonder if the Emperor intends to sleep through this catastrophe.
Your Majesty.
Thank you for waiting.
We understand you're a busy man. I trust you've heard about Jutland's speech and...
Of course, we have heard.
They may as well have declared war against all of Europa. This embargo was initially Your Majesty's idea, was it not? You said Jutland was not worth any military expenditures because they'd give up and fall in line after just 1 year. But the result? Like a beast at bay, Jutland bore its fangs.
Franken society calls it the trading band's just desserts. Ipseria's the price of having one's cake and eating it too.
This is the very reason Traitors stayed out of the blockade.
Even so, you can hardly pretend this isn't your problem too.
Precisely. Your nation doesn't want to make enemies of us.
What was that?
Gentlemen, this is no time to be quibbling over trifles. At any rate, I think we all wish to hear from your majesty. I shan't mince words. How could you underestimate Jutland?
I could ask the same of you.
I won't deny it. Regardless, had we shown discretion after the Mulder incident, the outcome today may have been different, don't you agree?
How rude. This war is already proceeding according to our design.
And what would that be exactly?
We needed a reason to strike Jutland when they did not bend to economic pressure.
Are you claiming this sordid affair is all of your devising?
No matter what Jutland says, the fact that they attacked us justifies our invasion. We will show them what happens when a small nation dares to defy an empire.
But winter fast approaches. Are you ready and able to fight?
The battlefront is further south. Weather conditions will be much milder, with barely any snow to hinder us. Our only concern is keeping the supply chain uninterrupted. But we have more than enough troops positioned to defend it. As the war drags on, the Jutes will tire. When they do, we use the opportunity to fortify our strength.
Leave everything to us.
Captain Gronkair! I brought my mother and grandmother. Gran wants to thank you personally.
For what?
For Ipseria, dear. Thank you ever so much. My little sister sends her gratitude too, I'm sure.
Oh, my aunt married into an Ipserian family, so
I see.
we're so grateful to you for liberating them. We've heard the living conditions there were getting worse and worse.
Well, it's not all sunshine and rainbows over here either. But it feels like they've had it even rougher than us.
It's thanks to Vanergan Jutland won these battles, Mom.
Oh yes, quite right. We're oh so very thankful to you all.
That's yours, Captain?
Yeah,
And you take care of it yourself?
of course.
Hans's mom, huh?
She wanted to thank us for liberating Ipseria.
Yeah, we heard. They must have been really happy, what with how much they were bowing to you. We're not fighting to be thanked, but it does feel pretty good.
What do you think, Captain?
It's appreciated, but I wish they wouldn't.
This is a true story. The two victories transformed the mood in Jutland.
At the time, the people hailed Ophelia as the goddess of victory, or Jutland's savior. The morale of the people is important in war, and I hear her presence was a powerful unifying force to that end.
To see the truth behind the war, we must understand what Ophelia felt, how she changed outside her role as princess.
But, Professor, she never wrote a memoir or left records that discussed anything of the sort.
The only one who knew was my great-great-grandmother. Still, Ophelia tried very hard to reciprocate her people's expectations at the start of the war.
My beloved people, from the bottom of my heart, I feel that Jutland is undergoing a momentous awakening even now. As you all know, I stand at the front lines of battle. Many have claimed I ought to put politics before principles. Even my king father wished for me to stay my hand. I, however, cast off such aspersions to swear by the sword. This blade will not be sheathed. My hand shall never stay until I have cut down the source of our kingdom's suffering. The fight has only just begun. Everyone, I ask only that you believe in me as I do you. Let me be the light to shine through our country's night.
Long live Jutland! Long live the princess!
Long live Ophelia!
Oh, beauteous azure light that shines so gently, pure and bright, across lands of plenty thrives the freedom of countless lives. Dear shield maiden, spear in hand, please grant us the strength to stand, watching over this fair kingdom. 'Tis our
Times like this, you gotta think Fifi's blood really is blue.
The environment does shape who we are.
The royal family certainly has a unique way of seeing and thinking about the world.
But should she stay center stage, it's curtains for our crew.
How do you mean?
If anything were to happen to Princess Ophelia, the entire country, from cowherd to king, would be out for our blood. The anti-Valkyria squad's fate now hinges on Her Highness.
That reminds me, I heard an interesting rumor. Seems people think the princess has a special power. That is the reason we're able to win against Ruse.
I hear they've been calling our unit the Princess Platoon. Were you aware of that, Captain?
Whatever.
Ow! Don't be saying petty crap like that. I agree.
At first, I could tell she was just speaking from the soul. But by the end, her head truly caught up with her heart.
Yes. Well, the princess is always keen on showing her empathy for the people of Jutland.
Why hold your applause now? 'Tis the war you've waited for.
And why did you applaud? You were against the war, were you not?
That ship has sailed. Now I must with utmost haste rebuild the bridges these battles have burnt. And so I clap for the princess's passion, even as I weep inwardly to see Her Highness bearing arms.
It seems His Majesty has accepted it.
Royalty does as royalty wills. Far be it from servants such as we to question the wishes of the crown. But mark my words, I shall employ every last ounce of my parliamentary prowess to put an end to this war.
We'll advance our pieces further. As the winter goes on, the Empire will be able to mobilize less and less. Let's proceed heading north at once. Our target is the Imperial colony of Avaloon. We'll destroy the sectors of their Ragnite industry.
Let me get this straight. We cut off their Ragnite supply, then hit their weapon stockpiles.
Correct. Avaloon presently functions as the Empire's armory. The majority of the citizens work in the industrial zone. After the country was made into a colony, Claudius built an infrastructure to give the people work and a place to live.
Giving the Emperor a pretty high approval rating, I hear.
But it's all a lie, isn't it?
He completely cuts them off from the outside world and makes it sound like a utopia. There's no personality. Everything's been standardized. They've forgotten how to think for themselves. I've gone there several times for work, and to be blunt, the people all seem dead inside.
That'll change once Jutland wins. We're going to liberate them.
What confidence. Still, that's you to a T.
Has our boy Saul ever been sheepish?
Oh, I remember. At the orphanage, toward Miss Maria.
That's quite enough.
Oh, someone's embarrassed.
Not at all.
Aren't you being sheepish right now?
Hey, get a room, you two.
Yikes.
Is something on your mind, Amblet? You've been quiet this whole time.
Wondering when the Valkyria will show up.
That is a concern. The Empire hasn't deployed it yet.
Guess Jutland means that little to the Rucks. They think they can beat us without playing the ace up their sleeve.
The Empire must know about the anti-Valkyria squad. Maybe they're just being cautious.
If I were the Emperor, I wouldn't hesitate to use it. Once winter comes, their military muscle will be useless. But the snow won't stop the Valkyria.
Amlet, if it appears, will you be able to bring it down this time?
Yes. It's why we created this weapon, created the squad.
Very well. Let's begin then. To prepare for our operation on Avalon, we must first gather recent intel on the area.
So my turn then.
Yes. Please contact your informant.
Got it. But right now he's commanding the troops at the Tamir Road blockade. As it is, I don't know when he'll return to the Empire.
For an Imperial officer and a married man, that boy toy of yours sure won the mistress lottery. Why not pay him a little visit on the job, Vi? Be all like, "Oh my darling, I couldn't wait to see you," or something.
I am not that kind of woman. That goes for both me and my other persona.
Then we'll have to drive him back.
Let's try it. Tamir Road is one of the main paths that connect the Empire to Ipsiria, but that blockade overextends the battlefront. They should withdraw if we inflict a sufficient amount of damage.
And if they stick around, they'll be surrounded and sieged.
That location has no value that's worth losing your lives over, unless the commander is exceptionally incompetent.
That won't be a problem. He's pretty amazing.
Oh, really? Well, he won't stand a chance against Dam. You got this. Kick his ass as hard as you can without actually killing him.
Got it. We'll go to Tamir Road. I'll tell the others it's a scouting operation.
I'll hide in the Imperial capital and wait for my informant to return.
Be careful, Violet. Now that we're in a state of war, the importance of intel on Imperial territory will increase. By the same token, they'll be on alert, and security will be tighter than before. Plan accordingly beforehand. This is a crucial moment going forward. Our collaboration and exchange of intel must remain a secret more than ever.
Guess I better get to work too.
Another anonymous flyer?
No, a letter this time. To the editor, stating that liberation is coming.
Ophelia met with her former instructor, whom she highly respected, my great-great-grandmother Charlotte Laudrup. There, Charlotte spoke about an incident that had occurred during Amlet's orphanage days.
This is the only lead we found.
Right.
The orphanage that burned to the ground. So that's what happened to the captain before he was adopted. And yet, there's no record of it.
Perhaps there is more to this mystery.
There may be. Let's look into it.
Oh? But I thought there were no records.
None that are public.
The names etched here continue to grow. So His Imperial Majesty plans to carve the name of every soldier who has fallen, including the lower ranks. Mine too will be etched here if I die. I've sworn loyalty to the Emperor, But does my heart lie with Ruse? Or does it lie with Epsiria?
Placing Maxime in the seat of a Grand General. His Majesty is acting unusual.
Nah, this has Claudius written all over it. And at least he's keeping things interesting.
Even if Maxime's useful, he isn't Ruzi. Our honor as the Grand Generals will only tarnish with his addition.
Aha, I get it. Feeling a little replaceable, are we, Victor?
Don't be absurd.
Aw, are you worried the Emperor likes Maxime more than you?
Gustav!
Well, all jokes aside, don't worry. His Majesty is only having fun with his new toy. That's just his way. It'll pass.
Cut it out.
Huh?
Huh?
Oh my. It's a little forcible, but this isn't too bad.
What are you doing?
Tailing you? Not for any particular reason, though. I guess you could say it's a work habit. That aside, do you remember our agreement?
No?
You said you'll come drink with me next time.
You were serious?
But of course. And we're going right now.
What?
The woman with the captain is from the intelligence division. Lieutenant Sand, I believe. What do you make of it, First Sergeant?
Well, it can only be one thing. You know what I mean. It's a scandal. We've got a scandal on our hands.
To have the attention of such a beautiful woman. The captain's a lucky man.
Anyway, we're going to follow them. Bloom, summon the rest of the unit.
What? Why?
We share the good and the bad with each other. That's how you strengthen the camaraderie within a unit. Naturally, that goes for the juicy bits, too.
I won't be seeing you for a while. It'll be lonely. What is it? Something bothering you?
The Valkyria. I didn't stand a chance against that thing. It's a miracle I'm still alive.
Am.
I'm fine. Really, I am.
You're the only one who's encountered a Valkyria. The only one who knows how terrible its power is. Intelligence on it is extremely sparse. but the Valkyria is the Empire's most classified secret. The units from other countries that encountered one have mostly been annihilated, and any survivors have gone mad. I'm really glad you came back alive. Looking back now, we were pretty reckless then. Trying to assassinate Claudius, I mean.
I don't think it was a mistake at all. Other than that one time, he never leaves his palace.
True. He's been holed up in the capital ever since. He used to parade about or travel abroad. It's like he's become a different person ever since he acquired the Reaper.
The Valkyria will never get near him. Not while that thing's around. I have to take it out.
Yeah, you'll make it happen, Am.
I'm depending on you, Captain. And of course, you guys too.
We've been made.
You were too obvious. I may not look like it, but I am an officer in military intelligence.
I've heard of your exploits, Lieutenant Sand.
A spy! So cool!
Ah, such bewitching beauty. If only a winsome woman like you were my superior, rather than some rustic male ragamuffin.
Thanks for the compliments.
What are you all doing?
Now, heroes of Jutland. The captain said he'll treat all of you today. Come on now, drink up!
Hooah! Free booze! Don't mind if I do. If you're offering.
I'll just have one. Bottle, that is.
I won't be drinking. Honestly, what do you all think a standby order is?
How about it, Miss Violet? Let's abscond from this plebeian pub for some rest and relaxation at my mansion.
No booze for you, Bloom.
I know.
I told you I'm not going to drink.
Hamlet, I challenge you to a duel.
Isaac, you've had too much to drink. I'm not the captain.
I don't want to whine, but... Oh, wait. Yeah, I do.
Op details are as follows. That's all. Vannergan.
Enemy at the gates! What? Damn it. They've come already? We haven't recovered from our retreat from Ipsaria yet. Can we hold out?
We only need to drive the enemy force back, not engage them fully. Hold the line and do not pursue. Attack!
At this rate, we'll be wiped out! We need to retreat! We have no choice. Fall back!
Not so fast!
Hold back. My orders were to not pursue.
Yeah, but...
We're going to allow our foe to flee before our very eyes? Dear, dear, the mind of a commoner is incomprehensible.
The mission's over. Return to base.
Please, wait, Amlet. You've explained so little to us. Even if you are a skilled captain, this is going too far.
With this, the Imperial army at Ipseria's borders withdrew completely. And just as the traitors had planned, the lieutenant colonel was called back to the capital. Going forward, let's discuss Violet the Traitor and her other persona.
I was just thinking of you.
Of me? Oh, I'm flattered. Even if it was just a lie.
It's not. I wanted to see you, especially tonight. To think I still had some luck with me. It really is astonishing.
Margaretha?
I suppose you can't help but be surprised. This aspect of her isn't touched upon in the history books. Margaretha was one of the names she used.
Violet the Traitor had many relationships with Imperial officers for her reconnaissance. It's written she would steal information and kill them to destroy the evidence. That said, I think they went overboard by calling her an unprecedented femme fatale.
Yes. For her honor, I will tell you this. She never killed any of the officers. In fact, she was too kind for a spy. Violet would send her intelligence in coded letters that only the traitors could understand. The recipient of those letters was Amlet, who was also in the military.
Jackpot. There's gonna be a Grand General posted there.
It appears that Avaloon has become a location with more significance to us than Jutland.
Question is, which one?
So there are things even Violet can uncover. Regardless, it's good news. I anticipate it'll be Admiral Gustav.
Gustav's sharp. The Empire's best tactician. He knows how to handle a weapon, and is rumored to be the most skilled of the Grand Generals. If Ruse is bolstering its defenses for winter, they might rely on Gustav.
Could be the big Galouche, though.
We'll find out when we get there.
Please do. That said, what worries me is when precisely a Grand General will be deployed to Avaloon.
Yeah, 'cause it's smack dab in the middle of our prep time. Almost like they already know Jutland's invading Avaloon.
You think we've sprung a leak?
It's always a possibility. We are in a time of war now. The military, parliament, business world, even those in town are suspect. The only people we can trust is us five.
Doesn't matter who comes. We're taking Avaloon. We'll get to the Emperor one step at a time if that's what it takes.
Yeah!
My word!
Yuppers! Nah.
Haven't you had enough to drink?
It's fine. It's not like anyone's waiting for me at home.
Oh, please. You have a wife, don't you?
I do, but she's a socialite. Every night she's at a party somewhere.
Ah, the extravagant type. There are definitely those kinds of women. Still, she must mean a lot to you, right?
No way. The only thing keeping us together is money.
Why not just drive her out?
Unfortunately, I married into her family.
That is quite a problem.
I should head home. I have an early start tomorrow.
Oh, is it that time already?
See you. Talking to you helps calm me down. Thanks.
I wish I had met you sooner, Leonid.
It's been so long. I've heard all about your exploits.
I have yet to do anything of note, Professor.
What can I do for you? You didn't come simply to visit your alma mater, did you?
Nay. Do you remember Amlet Gronkaer?
Yes, I remember him. A fine student, always competing with you for the top spot.
Just so. He is now the captain of the anti-Valkyria squad.
So I've heard, yes. Did you have something to ask about him?
No need to fret, just say how you feel.
Truth be told, Professor, we are investigating Amlet. The officer he executed was named Balthus Greppenberg. He seemed to know the man, as if they shared some history. Amlet's foster parents have passed away already, as Godot can avow. What concerns me is that no records of him exist before being adopted by the Gronkaers. Had you heard anything from his adoptive family or anyone? The lack of any documentation at all is rather vexing.
What would you do with that information? Or is this just curiosity as a fellow student?
There is that. Although we were classmates, I know little or less about him. The Amlet I thought I knew was always calm. A respectable soldier who never lost his temper on the battlefield. But in that moment, he was different. I had never seen him wear such an expression. 'Twas a sudden shock, indeed. I cannot even say for sure why I am so curious about this.
When you were my student, once you set your mind toward gaining knowledge, you sallied forth and never looked back. Even at school, you two were wonderful rivals. You always pushed each other to learn and grow.
It's a matter of the princess's safety. The last thing I need to worry over is a threat from within. I couldn't bear to face His Majesty were that to happen. Please, Professor, even the smallest detail could help.
His competitive nature and raw talent left an impression on me, yes. But he was never the type to talk about himself.
Indeed.
On the other hand, his foster father did confide something to me. A traumatic experience from before he was adopted.
At his orphanage?
Yes. There was a fire there, or something of the sort.
Captain?
What is it?
I want to trust you.
What are you talking about? If you have a complaint about my command decisions, I'm all ears.
I think you know what I mean.
No, I don't.
I see. Let's discuss this another time. The princess trusts you.
Op details are as follows. That's all. Vannergan, move out!
November 30th. The operation to target the Ragnite industrial zones in Avaloon began.
It's said that the Jutland army, along with the Ipsarian militia, stressed the fact they were the Liberation Army. That their main objective of that conflict was to free the workers of Avaloon. And that the benefit to Jutland was a secondary.
And because of that fact, the morale of the Jutland army had increased with righteous indignation. Needless to say, the support and expectations of a fervent public pushed them forward even more.
We've engaged the enemy's main forces at the defense line. As your excellency has planned, we will lure them to the designated area, then ambush them with crossfire.
Right. Well, tell them not to screw it up. Tell them if they live until nightfall, they get a nice surprise.
Yes, sir!
Well then, I guess it was worth coming all the way here.
Well, let's get to work.
So, once we liberate Avaloon, their Ragnite goods will be able to reach Jutland too, right?
They mostly make munitions, but I suppose it could be retrofitted to supply civilian goods.
We'll finally be able to get more medicine. That's one of Parliament's highest priorities.
It'll be fine. Let's believe in our country's freedom and justice.
Did something happen, Godot?
It's nothing. Or rather, nothing that will interfere with the mission.
I see.
Please, Princess, focus on the task at hand. You must live up to your responsibilities on the battlefield.
Just so.
Time to split up into smaller teams. Move out! It's almost time. Withdraw.
It's...
You.
I am Maxime, Grand General of the Ruzi Empire.
A Grand General?
A lapdog for the Empire now. I thought you were the Prince of Ipsaria.
Your point? Prepare to die!
The bombing's about to begin. If we stay any longer...
What are you doing? Get away from there!
Hurry! Ophelia!
Oh no, Phoebe! Is she dead?
She's just unconscious. This place might go up any second. We need to get out of here.
Your Excellency, are you all right? We must fall back. But first, rescue any survivors. Those who can move. Follow me! Yes, sir!
Brunhild, we have new orders for you.
Do not be arrogant, mortal. I shall not permit a human to wield my power as they wish. The laws of nature do not allow it.
You dare to defy us. We are your convoy. Without us, you cannot even exist in this world.
I shall comply. For that is my atonement.
The mission was a success, Captain.
Fifi!
Oh, thank God.
I fainted?
Yappers! But hey, the mission went super duper! Kaboom!
Are you okay, Your Highness?
I'm all right. My apologies for having worried everyone. Once again, I proved to be completely useless.
Well, well, if it isn't little Hans.
Please don't call me little. I'm already a grown-up man.
Yoo-hoo, Hansi.
Yes?
Didn't you know, for a boy to become a man, he must first have a coming of age by parting the veil of a goddess's... Ow!
Don't teach Hans stupid things like that. You try that again, I'll shoot you.
Yes, Miss Bridget.
Huh?
Hans.
Oh, right. Sorry. And by the way, congratulations, Captain.
Update.
Well, sir, the enemy's attacks have been intensifying.
We've met with some difficulties.
New reports indicate that these Ruzian forces are under the direct command of a high-ranking admiral. We had no prior intel on this, so the brass is scrambling to get on top of the situation.
Their admiral. We're going to assist the main army. We'll dismantle their primary mono weaponry, then attack the Admiral. Hans, relay our plan. When we flank them, that's the time to retreat and recover.
Yes, sir!
Let's go.
You sure you're up for this?
Yes. I shan't disgrace myself in front of the others again.
With the arrival of the anti-Valkyria squad, the Ruzi army was thrown into a moment of disarray. In that time, the Jutland army retreated, recovered their formation, and were able to maintain the battlefront. Amlet's unit resupplied with the main group and rested at a frontline encampment before deploying into battle. By then, the Avaloon battlefield was shrouded in the darkness of night.
This'll be tough, even for us.
Huh?
Our so-called captain doesn't seriously expect us to charge forth like common foot soldiers, right? Right?
If he does, I'm going to doubt his sanity.
Gustav must be in that tower. I'll get there no matter what it takes. And have my revenge. Time to wrap things up. Only we can do this. It's no different than any other mission. Everyone, charge!
Wow, you came alone. Fancy that. So, did you come to meet a Grand General, or did you get lost on your way to the Privy?
Gustav!
Catch me if you can.
Out of my way!
Looks like the mission's complete. Right. I guess it all worked out.
Egads, to make me act with reckless abandon, the nerve of that puffed-up Prince of Paupers. Why,
where's the captain?
Oh.
He's not here. I wonder if we got separated somewhere.
Well, I'll be damned. Looks like your little princess platoon lives up to the hype after all. Vannergund, was it? We owe you a lot these days. You've certainly got our intelligence division whipped up into a frenzy. Even so, we're still missing a few minor details. Oh? Here she comes. Well then, I'll leave the dirty work to her.
Get back here!
Valkyria!
It's eerily quiet. There's no one here. Is it over?
Something's not right.
Agreed. This doesn't feel right.
Huh?
Is that singing?
What the?
My chest! Ah! What? What's... It hurts. This is alchemy.
No. Magic?
Who's singing?
I can hear it.
Princess!
Fifi! What now?
I'm not like before. This time, I can still fight! I can't beat it. I'm going to die here. I'm sorry, everyone.
Amlet!
The singing. It's coming from that thing?
So that is the Valkyria.
That's it?
So they are Reapers, at least in appearance.
You need to get out of here. We're not ready to face this thing yet.
Huh?
What did you say?
I'll keep it busy. Go!
But, Captain...
Do you have a death wish, Captain?
The only one allowed to defeat you is me. I cannot abide you dying before our duel.
This isn't like you, Captain.
I'm having doubts about your judgment. I can't obey that command.
We'll make our own decisions.
Our squad was formed to counter it, wasn't it? There's only one thing to do.
Vannergund, form up! Target the Valkyria. This is what we trained for.
Let's fight, Amlet.
It's working?
Amlet! Please snap out of it! Amlet!
This is pretty bad.
It hurt so much!
Huh.
Princess!
That voice. The song. It echoes through my mind.
Ophelia. How are you?
Perhaps I can protect us. I can save everyone if I sing.
Sing?
I've sung this tune, these words for as long as I remember. A prayer for my people's safety and for my kingdom's prosperity. Even now, for our country and everyone here, I offer my song to the heavens above. Hear me.
Aslog's.
Fifi's magic music, it...
Drowned out the dirge of death?
Hey, what's going on?
Ophelia.
Alack and alas, that villainous vixen beat her retreat.
We narrowly escaped death.
Oh my gosh, Fifi!
She's unconscious. Captain, what did the princess just do?
A Galder. She used a Galder.
Galder?
What's that?
I don't know much in detail.
Of course she has a secret power. Still, that was pretty amazing.
It must be nice to be you. Your optimism knows no bounds. I'm a little uneasy about that. It's an unfamiliar power.
It scared me how strong it was.
Now, we have a means to fight back against the Reaper's song. We need to learn more about this burden the princess bears.
It's morning.
We've been fighting all night.
Would you look at that? To think they'd beat the Reaper. Glad I got to enjoy the show, albeit from the cheap seats. But the Princess Platoon really stole the spotlight. What a strange power that girl has.
Your Excellency, shall we call back the retreating units?
No need. We already lost this battle. As for the war, Jutland's army is the least of our concerns. To bring down Vanargand, we'll need to start planning ahead. Looks like things are finally getting interesting.
Lure the Jutland army into an industrial area with no escape, then have the Valkyria inflict a devastating blow. That was Emperor Claudius's intent, but it was halted by the activities of the Vanargand. Meanwhile, Lindegard takes action in Jutland after Avalun was taken. He claimed that the Empire's use of a Valkyria was a sign of a larger attack and appealed to the king for a ceasefire. However, Solomon the Traitor opposed that by focusing on the results that were gained from the Avalun battle.
Nonsense! The death toll alone was catastrophic.
You exaggerate. The casualties accrued were well within expected contingencies.
How can you say such a thing?
Your Majesty, This is how I perceive it. The deployment of a Valkyria proves that the Empire acknowledges us as a threat. This is a monumental achievement. The Empire had no intention of negotiating a ceasefire in the first place. That is why they used the Valkyria. Thankfully, our army has the anti-Valkyria squad, and they have proved to us that a Valkyria is nothing to fear. That is why we should set up an environment in which we can arrange a treaty to our benefit. If we think of the people's suffering and anguish, it's obvious what we must do.
I heard a song. It had an air of nostalgia. To think it would come from a mere mortal.
Oh, your countenance betrays something akin to emotion. Almost as if you were human. According to Gustav, the girl's voice overpowered your own. Leave the little songbird to me. Mark me, you and I share life itself. Your enemies are mine. Have you finished licking your wounds?
Yes, sire.
Our hunter has fallen again to the fangs of the wolf,
I have brought shame to your empire.
No matter. To err is human, to forgive, divine. Maxime, we shall grant you opportunity to redeem yourself.
I am grateful, your majesty.
You know of the Princess Ophelia, no?
Indeed. I have crossed blades with her several times in the battlefield.
To hear tell of the recent battle, she too can sing a Galder.
A Galder?
This new magic is said to rival even that of the Valkyria. Who knew such a rose could blossom amidst the jutish weeds?
The princess wields it.
Of course. Her powers pale in comparison to the Reapers, but a thorn in our side cannot be ignored. Therefore, we wish for you to assassinate the Princess Ophelia.
Assassinate?
Correct. Any threat to our reign must be nipped in the bud. Our predecessors learned that piece of wisdom far too late.
I cannot comply. Assassination is not the way for a king to fight. Your Majesty has always boldly gone to battle to take what you desire. That is your Imperial Majesty's path of power.
Oh, you dare to lecture us on the way of kings?
No, that was not my...
You are mistaken. Nothing matters but that which leads us on the road to rule. We would become a monster, or a demon to take another step. You were ordained a Grand General because we deemed you fit to follow in our footsteps. Was our confidence misplaced? Maxime, this is not a request, but an Imperial command. Assassinate the Princess Ophelia.
I cannot.
Did you not come to learn, to drink from our well of wisdom?
Allow me to fulfill that duty.
Huh?
Victor.
Is that acceptable, Maxime?
We will abide. Victor, you are hereby appointed to the task.
As you command.